Emmert International proudly presents the 2006 Trucking Job of the Year entry for the Specialized Carriers and Rigging Association. Emmert International was awarded the contract to deliver 2 identical stacked heat exchangers simultaneously using a custom dolly beam transport system with push and pull trucks on each load from Houston, Texas to the project site in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Our first step was to contact authorities in Alberta, Canada to see if our conceptual design and equipment could even be used in the Canadian province. After 2 months of working with authorities in Alberta, Emmert received approval, and studies began to find a suitable route through the United States. A route that would take 29 days and consist of 2,900 miles, passing through the western states of Texas, Oklahoma, Colorado, Wyoming, Montana, and on to Canada was developed, submitted, and approved by all state and governing authorities. It took Emmert International's project team a grueling 8 months of intensive efforts to develop the transportation plan through 5 states to accommodate a 22-foot, 5-inch wide, 626,000-pound load. The plan accommodated not only the length of the vessels, but the width as well, using custom-built wooden saddles that supported the stacked heat exchanger in order to obtain the final approvals and proper permits from all of the required state and local jurisdictions. At a legal gross weight of 626,000 pounds, height of 17.5 feet, and width of 22.5 feet, the trailer was designed and configured at 18 feet wide to meet U.S. requirements. The Alberta Transportation Department gave special consideration to Emmert by accepting a design of a 16-foot wide trailer configuration over the standard 14 feet wide. Once the stacked heat exchangers reached the Canadian border, Emmert modified the trailer's frame and dolly system to change from 18 feet wide to 16 feet wide. This was accomplished by Emmert designing and building a frame that would allow the dollies to be moved inward to 16 feet wide. Custom dolly steering bars were also installed during the 16-foot configuration change that increased the stability of the trailer and the load. This is the first load that Emmert knows of that was approved and transported in Alberta using a 16-foot wide trailer configuration on dollies. Emmert transported 2 of them at once. Emmert met with Canadian bridge engineers and worked out a solution allowing a 16-foot wide dolly beam trailer that satisfied all parties for use on the bridges. After several stability drawings were presented and discussed with the bridge engineers, Emmert was given approval to use our 16-foot wide dollies over the bridges. Emmert International and the owner's safety requirements were in effect at all times. Along the route, crews dealt with such things as railroad crossings, rugged terrain, steep grades, sharp turns, and sporadic weather conditions. The weather created additional challenges as temperatures ranged from 96 degrees in the southern U.S. to sub-zero temperatures as low as -49 degrees in Canada. There were also blizzards to contend with, and the subsequent very low visibility. During the transport, it was also crucial to maintain the nitrogen purge on the vessels. The engines on the transportation vehicles had to remain running at all times during the sub-zero temperatures to keep the liquids and hydraulics from freezing. Once at the destination in Edmonton, the stacked heat exchangers were offloaded to the client's staging area. After the job was completed, the customer congratulated Emmert International for the dedication and professionalism exhibited by everyone involved in this complex and challenging transportation project. Overall dimensions: length 161 feet, width 22 feet 5 inches, height 17 feet 6 inches. Gross weight, as moved, 626,000 combined pounds. Planning the job: 6-month planning and permitting process, 800 hours of engineering, 1,500 hours of planning and coordination. Approvals from the states, cities, counties, and provinces of Texas, Oklahoma, Colorado, Wyoming, Montana, Alberta, and Edmonton. Physical elements encountered: sub-zero temperatures, 22 feet 5 inches transport width, 2 loads simultaneously, steep grades and sharp turns, blizzards, rugged terrain along the approved route. Maintain the nitrogen purge on the vessels during movement. Temperatures ranging from 96 degrees to minus 49 degrees Fahrenheit. Safety considerations. Traffic control through over 100 cities and local municipalities. Transportation during sub-zero weather. Keeping equipment in working order during sub-zero weather. Traffic control around a wide load with side overhang. Transportation up and down steep grades on frozen grounds. Blizzards, visibility, and icy roads. Heating elements were installed on all hydraulics. Prior to the move, Emmert purchased and used chains to maintain safety at all times. Execution: 5,250 man-hours on the job. Ingenuity and innovations. Dolly transport frames that adjust from 18 feet wide to 16 feet wide. Approval from the Canadian province to allow us to transport this superload at 16 feet wide instead of the 14-foot width restriction. Custom-built wooden saddles that supported the stacked heat exchanger. Develop an oversized load design that would be in compliance with the many various jurisdictions through which the load would pass. Customized 10 dolly adjustable system was used on each of the same loads at the same time. Loss prevention. No accidents, no injuries, no property damage, no structural damage, no cargo damage. Schedule. On schedule and within budget. Contract. Lump sum firm fixed price.